What if I told you that the person sitting next to you at work, earning less than you, is quietly building more wealth every single month? Same city, same bills, same economy, completely different bank account. So here's the real question you need to ask yourself right now. Why does income have almost nothing to do with getting rich? Most people assume the problem is not earning enough. But here's what nobody tells you. The money leak does not start at the store. It starts the second your paycheck hits your account. Your brain immediately begins scanning for ways to spend it. This is not a character flaw. This is wiring. You are built to consume, not to accumulate. And every single app on your phone is designed to exploit that exact instinct. The real wealth gap between you and someone earning less but growing faster is not their salary. It is their awareness of this loop. And the next part is going to make that loop impossible to ignore. Think about the last time you picked up your phone and added something to a cart. Now think about whether you actually needed it 3 days later. That moment of confusion, that is not random forgetfulness. That is your brain returning to its baseline after a dopamine spike. Financially secure people have trained themselves to catch that spike before it becomes a purchase. The tool they use is embarrassingly simple. Before buying anything over $20, they wait exactly one full day. Research consistently shows that roughly 70% of impulse purchases vanish completely when you pause just 24 hours. One habit. Hundreds of dollars saved monthly. But the pause technique is only the surface layer. What comes next is so sneaky that most people never even notice it happening to them. Here is the real silent destroyer of financial progress. It is not overspending on obvious luxuries. It is the slow, invisible creep of upgrading your life every single time you earn more money. You get a raise and suddenly your coffee costs $6 instead of being brewed at home. You get a bonus and somehow your monthly expenses just expand to absorb it entirely. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it feels like reward. It feels like you are finally living how you deserve. But what it actually does is guarantee that you never get ahead, no matter how much your income grows. The raise disappears. The promotion disappears. The side income disappears. All of it consumed by a slightly upgraded version of your normal life. And here is what makes this so dangerous. You cannot see it coming until it has already happened. But understanding the problem is just half the equation. The other half is building a system that works even when your willpower does not. People who stay financially stuck have one thing in common. They rely on motivation to manage their money. People who build consistent wealth rely on structure instead. An automated money system means your paycheck lands and immediately splits before your emotions even register it. Bills get covered first. Savings move before you can touch them. Whatever remains is your guilt-free spending money. The critical mistake most people make is saving whatever is left at the end of the month. But there is nothing left at the end of the month. There never is. Saving first, even just $50, rewires how you see yourself financially. It transforms you from someone trying to save into someone who actually does. But there is something deeper than systems and habits driving your spending, and this one might be uncomfortable to hear. Most financial decisions are not logical. They are emotional. When people feel behind in life, whether socially, professionally, or personally, they spend to feel ahead, even temporarily. That dinner out, that new outfit, that gadget upgrade. None of those purchases were really about the item. They were about feeling okay for a few hours. Recognizing this pattern does not mean you are broken. It means you are human. But spending as emotional regulation always carries a price tag that compounds over time. The people who consistently have money found lower-cost ways to manage those same feelings. A long walk, a phone call with someone they trust. These are not just budget tips. They are emotional tools that protect your financial future. And what separates the two groups most deeply is not strategy at all. It is something far more fundamental. The real dividing line between people who build wealth and people who stay stuck is the ability to sit with discomfort without immediately spending to escape it. That gap between feeling the urge and making the purchase, that is where everything happens. The good news is that gap can be trained and widened deliberately, week by week, just like building physical endurance. Now let me show you what this actually looks like when you apply all of it together over a single week. Monday, your paycheck arrives, and your automated system immediately divides it. Bills covered, savings moved, spending money set. You do not touch a thing. Wednesday, a coworker suggests an expensive lunch. You check your spending account, notice it is tight, and eat the meal you brought from home instead. You feel smart, not deprived. Friday evening, an advertisement hits you hard. You pause, set a reminder for the following day instead of buying. Saturday, the reminder fires. You do not even want it anymore. That is not willpower. That is a system working for you. But there is one more invisible force that keeps people financially trapped, and almost nobody addresses it honestly. Your spending is heavily influenced by the people physically around you. If your social circle spends freely without thinking, you will unconsciously match that behavior to belong. Social pressure destroys more financial plans than poor math ever will. You do not need to abandon anyone. You simply need one voice in your life, even a channel like this one, that reinforces a different standard. And the account structure that genuinely works is straightforward. 3 accounts, one for bills that runs automatically and is never touched, one for spending with a fixed monthly ceiling, and one labeled for your future that quietly grows in the background. 3 accounts, one setup, no daily willpower required. Now here's the honest truth about everything covered today. None of this information is new or secret. The strategies have existed in books for decades. The reason most people remain financially stressed is not a lack of knowledge. It is that the knowledge never truly clicked. I hope today was that moment for you. Because your financial future does not start with your next paycheck. It starts with your very next decision. You already have more understanding right now than the majority of people walking around today. The only real question is whether today becomes the day you finally use it. Drop a 1 in the comments if something in this video genuinely shifted your perspective. Subscribe if nobody in your daily life talks about money with this kind of honesty. See you in 3 days. You have already taken the hardest step by staying until the end. That matters more than you know.